Welcome to Dolphin Dive Daily, your go-to spot for everything Miami Dolphins. If you bleed aqua and orange, hit that subscribe button and join the pod. In what could be one of the most shocking turns of events this NFL season, Tua Tagovailoa is no longer the quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, and fans are still trying to process the magnitude of this news. Rumors have been swirling for weeks about internal tensions within the Dolphins' locker room. Whispers that the relationship between Tua and the coaching staff had reached a breaking point, and now those whispers have solidified into an undeniable reality. Speculation has already ignited debates across social media platforms, podcasts, and sports talk shows, with analysts scrambling to dissect what this means not just for Tua, but for the Dolphins franchise as a whole. Insiders hint that the decision wasn't abrupt, that it followed a series of private meetings, strategic discussions, and evaluations of Tua's performance, leadership, and long-term fit within the team's vision. While the official announcement framed the change as a mutual decision to move in a new direction, sources suggest the underlying reasons were more complex, involving disagreements over play calling, the quarterback's role in pivotal games, and perhaps even the intangible pressures of leading a team that had higher expectations than the current reality suggested. Fans, of course, are divided, some expressing sympathy for Tua's predicament, others questioning the timing and strategy behind the Dolphins' sudden shift. The ripple effects of Tua's departure are already being felt throughout the league, as rival teams instantly recalibrate their defensive and offensive strategies in response to the changing landscape. It's the kind of shakeup that can redefine a division, altering the balance of power in ways that might not be fully understood for weeks or even months. Reporters on the ground in Miami describe a locker room atmosphere thick with tension, players exchanging hurried conversations that betray a mix of uncertainty and anticipation. The front office, sources claim, has been quietly exploring multiple contingency plans, engaging with potential replacements, and weighing options that range from veteran quarterbacks to promising rookies, each scenario presenting its own set of risks and potential rewards. Meanwhile, Tua's personal camp remains tight-lipped, releasing only brief statements thanking the team, coaches, and fans for their support, yet never fully addressing the contentious dynamics that supposedly led to this moment. The media frenzy shows no sign of slowing, with every pundit and insider attempting to connect dots, predict the next moves, and assess how this decision impacts the Dolphins' playoff prospects, fan loyalty, and overall brand. Social media platforms are flooded with reactions that range from outrage to empathy, memes to detailed breakdowns of past games, each post contributing to the growing narrative surrounding Tua's exit. Analysts are particularly focused on the timing of this decision, suggesting that it might signal a strategic pivot for the Dolphins in preparation for upcoming draft opportunities, salary cap considerations, and long-term rebuilding goals. Tua, despite his undeniable talent and moments of brilliance on the field, reportedly faced mounting criticism behind closed doors for inconsistency, injuries, and an inability to fully execute the offensive scheme envisioned by the coaching staff. Some insiders speculate that this move could also be influenced by larger organizational ambitions, including the desire to cultivate a quarterback who aligns more closely with a specific style of play, leadership philosophy, or media image. Fans are already drawing comparisons to other high-profile quarterback transitions in NFL history, debating whether this will turn out to be a masterstroke of team management or a regrettable misstep fueled by short-term pressures. As the news spreads, ticket sales, merchandise demand, and local media coverage are all being scrutinized for shifts in public sentiment, with marketers and analysts trying to anticipate how the fanbase will react in the long term. The rumor mill continues to churn, with speculation ranging from potential trades to free agent signings, each theory adding fuel to the ever-growing firestorm surrounding this monumental shift. The narrative, it seems, is far from complete, and every day brings new layers of intrigue, frustration, and anticipation for what's next in Miami. Inside sources suggest that the Dolphins' decision involved detailed consultations with multiple stakeholders, from coaching personnel to team executives, and perhaps even key players whose influence in locker room dynamics cannot be overstated. It's reported that Tua was given opportunities to address concerns, implement changes, and adjust his approach, but ultimately the decision was framed as mutually beneficial, even if the reality behind closed doors was far messier. Observers note that the timing of the announcement is particularly striking, coming just as the team was beginning a crucial stretch of the season, with playoff aspirations hanging in the balance. Speculation is rampant about whether this move was intended to send a message to the rest of the league, the fanbase, or even Tua himself, highlighting the complex interplay of performance, perception, and organizational strategy in professional sports. Social media continues to explode with reactions ranging from passionate defenses of Tua to critiques of the Dolphins' management, with hashtags, memes, and analytical threads multiplying by the hour. Meanwhile, the sports world watches with bated breath, knowing that the ripple effects of this decision could extend far beyond Miami, influencing league dynamics, trade negotiations, and quarterback market valuations in ways that might only become clear in the coming months. Analysts are dissecting game footage, internal reports, and performance metrics, attempting to understand whether this decision was primarily motivated by on-field results, locker room harmony, or long-term planning. Sources hint that potential replacements for Tua are already under evaluation, with a mixture of experienced veterans, emerging talents, and speculative trades being considered. The process, insiders claim, is incredibly delicate, requiring a balance between immediate results and sustainable growth, all while maintaining a sense of continuity for the team's fanbase. Behind the scenes, the Dolphins front office is reportedly engaging in intense discussions with agents, scouts, and former players to assess the viability of each candidate, analyzing everything from past performance under pressure to injury history and compatibility with the current offensive line. Meanwhile, Tua's camp is believed to be quietly exploring opportunities, engaging in conversations with other franchises, and positioning the quarterback for a potential move that could reshape his career trajectory. The league, naturally, is abuzz with conjecture as insiders share tidbits, leaks, and educated guesses that fuel discussion across podcasts, YouTube channels, and sports forums. Fans, commentators, and analysts alike are weighing probabilities, debating not only who will step into Tua's role, but also what this means for the Dolphins' identity, strategy, and future ambitions. The story has all the elements of intrigue, conflict, and unpredictability that make professional football such a compelling spectacle, and with each passing day, the speculation only grows, leaving the sports world captivated and anxious for the next chapter in this unfolding saga. Despite the shock and confusion, some voices within the NFL are framing the Dolphins' move as a calculated risk, an attempt to realign the team's long-term trajectory and address perceived weaknesses at the quarterback position. Experts note that while Tua possesses undeniable skill, charisma, and potential, the pressure to deliver consistent results at the highest level of competition can be relentless, and organizations must sometimes make difficult decisions to maintain competitive balance. The broader narrative, observers argue, involves a confluence of factors including game performance metrics, injury history, coaching philosophy, and even media perception, all of which combine to shape the ultimate decision-making process. As the rumor mill continues to churn, analysts are tracking every development, every subtle hint from the Dolphins' front office, and every possible scenario for both Tua and the team moving forward. The conversation has expanded far beyond Miami, encompassing discussions about quarterback valuation, franchise strategy, and the nature of loyalty and performance in professional sports. Fans continue to debate, share theories, and dissect potential outcomes, making this one of the most talked-about developments of the season. With every new report, insider comment, and social media post, the drama intensifies, highlighting the unpredictable and often sensational nature of football at the highest level. Even as speculation reaches fever pitch, it is clear that this story is far from over, with potential ramifications that could reverberate across the league. Analysts are suggesting that the Dolphins' next moves, including potential trades, draft picks, and free agent signings, will be closely scrutinized for insight into the organization's long-term vision. Meanwhile, Tua's career trajectory remains uncertain, with opportunities for reinvention, redemption, or resurgence awaiting in new contexts, should he land with a team willing to invest in his talents and leadership. Fans, media, and insiders alike are eagerly dissecting each rumor, analyzing the timing, and predicting outcomes in what has quickly become one of the most captivating narratives of the season. Social media remains alive with debate, memes, and discussions, reflecting both emotional investment and analytical curiosity from audiences worldwide. The dynamics at play are complex, combining personal ambition, organizational strategy, and the high stakes of professional football, all of which contribute to a story that will likely unfold over months rather than days. As the world watches, the Dolphins' decision and Tua's next steps promise to provide endless material for discussion, speculation, and intrigue, ensuring that this saga will remain a focal point of sports conversation for the foreseeable future. Still with us? Then show some love. Hit that like button and let us know in the comments. What's your take on the Fins this week? The aftermath of Tua Tagovailoa's departure from the Miami Dolphins continues to dominate sports conversations, with insiders and analysts offering divergent interpretations of what this move truly signals for the franchise. Behind closed doors, sources indicate that the decision was far from spontaneous, involving weeks of assessment, strategy sessions, and evaluations of Tua's performance under pressure. Some reports suggest that disagreements over offensive philosophy and play execution may have catalyzed the change, highlighting subtle but persistent tensions between the quarterback and the coaching staff. Fans and commentators have been quick to dissect game footage, pointing to key moments that could have influenced management's thinking, while social media platforms are ablaze with speculation about potential replacements. Trade rumors, free agent negotiations, and draft strategies are all being debated, each theory accompanied by analysis of salary cap implications, locker room dynamics, and long-term organizational goals. While the official narrative frames the separation as amicable, the undercurrent of intrigue hints at a more complicated reality, where professional ambition, competitive pressure, and personal dynamics intersect in unpredictable ways. Observers note that Tua's departure not only alters the Dolphins' immediate prospects, but also has the potential to shift power dynamics across the division, creating opportunities for rivals and reshaping narratives around quarterback valuation in the league. The ripple effect of Tua's exit is visible across multiple layers of the NFL ecosystem, as rival teams begin recalibrating defensive schemes, scouting reports, and strategic planning to account for Miami's uncertain quarterback situation. Analysts suggest that the Dolphins may now pursue a candidate whose skill set, leadership style, and temperament align more closely with the front office's long-term vision, creating speculation about potential trades, rookie promotions, or veteran acquisitions. Meanwhile, Tua's own career trajectory is a source of intense rumor-mongering, with some insiders hinting at interest from multiple franchises eager to capitalize on a quarterback with proven talent and untapped potential. Sports media outlets continue to dissect the timing and context of the decision, weighing whether it represents a calculated organizational maneuver or a reaction to mounting internal pressures. Fans have flooded forums and social media with passionate responses, ranging from outrage to empathetic support, while memes, analytical breakdowns, and speculative threads multiply at a relentless pace. The overall narrative is increasingly complex, reflecting the intricate interplay between personal performance, organizational strategy, and public perception in professional football. Every statement, leak, or hint is scrutinized for clues, reinforcing the idea that Tua's story in Miami is far from concluded, and the next chapter could redefine the quarterback market. Rumors regarding potential successors to Tua have become a central point of speculation, with sources claiming that the Dolphins' front office is meticulously evaluating every conceivable option. Veteran quarterbacks with experience in high-pressure situations, rookies with high upside potential, and trade possibilities all feature in ongoing discussions that insiders describe as highly confidential and strategically delicate. Observers note that any decision will require balancing immediate competitiveness with long-term growth, while also considering locker room chemistry, media narratives, and fan sentiment. Meanwhile, Tua's representatives are reportedly engaging in private discussions with teams that might offer an opportunity for career resurgence, emphasizing both skill and leadership potential. The broader league is captivated by the unfolding drama, as analysts and commentators debate the likelihood of each scenario and its implications for divisional dynamics. Fans remain deeply invested, speculating on outcomes, creating hypothetical rosters, and debating the strategic wisdom behind the Dolphins' move. This atmosphere of uncertainty and rumor has transformed Tua's departure into one of the most compelling storylines of the season, with each day bringing new leaks, analyses, and interpretations that feed an ever-growing cycle of anticipation, speculation, and debate across the NFL landscape. That's a wrap for today's dive. If you're loving the content, share it with a fellow Dolphins fan, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a splash. Fins up.